Haunted hiking trails, creepy old graveyards, abandoned ghost towns, and old buildings where spirits lurk. Come and explore some of these most haunted places where people just like you and me come face to face with ghosts. This is folklorist and author Jeanette Quackenbush with Backroads Books by 21 Crows. I discover and research old ghost stories, folklore, and legends, then pass them on to you. I have found a whole bunch of these haunted locations of legends and folklore. Now let me help you find your scary place, where our natural world and their supernatural world collide. Can you say goodbye, Jeanette? So now you got an idea of the strange things that go on here. Let me tell you a little bit about the haunting. There's an old train bed deep within the forests of southeastern Ohio, a remote path found by taking buckled pavement streets and sketchy gravel roads. The tracks were built in the 1850s for the Marietta and Cincinnati Railroad. They passed through coal mining towns like Hope Furnace Station, Moonville, Ingham Station, King Station, and Mineral City. As no streets connected the wee towns of Moonville Station to the larger community around Mineral City, the 3.5 miles of track between the two was a hub of activity for coal miners and their families, traveling from one place to another, night and day. They had to cross long wooden trestles high over the shallow waters of Hewitt Fork or Raccoon Creek and traverse dark tunnels with no manholes to escape, hoping a train would not come and catch up to them partway through. The level tracks were carved through high hills, so along its path were dangerous cliffs to ascend or descend. Frantic climbing or desperate free-falling were the only way to avoid an oncoming train in the cuts. It was not uncommon for folks to die on those tracks, as many used them, and the trains barreled through at tremendous speeds through this remote area. Most believe this is why an unusually high number of spirits are seen and heard in the area. Much folklore about its supernatural side has been passed down over the last 150 years. Strange paranormal things happen here even today, especially since the Moonville Rail Trail Association forged a new route over the old tracks in recent years, opening up a more easily accessible path for hikers, bikers, and horseback riders. It isn't unusual for those traveling its passage to experience mysterious connections with the long dead along the isolated 3.5 mile stretch of Moonville Rail Trail between Moonville and Mineral. both day and night. EMF detectors react. Voices and music where long-gone houses once stood are heard. Full-body apparitions even show up once in a while and are caught on camera and video. As if hiking in the dark of night is not enough, we commonly get supernatural interactions when I guide hikers on twilight storytelling ghost hunting expeditions. A few have even come face to face with a ghost. Some of these interactions have yet to be fully explored. Not long ago, most of the old rail bed was lost beneath 100 years of forest growth when coal mines and the communities around them were abandoned. Now that the passage is open, those passing the old ghost towns can explore their spooky side. One such place is between Ingham Station and Mineral. A ghost wandered near a particular wooden train tunnel called the Mineral Tunnel or King's Tunnel. It was witnessed by many unlucky enough to walk that lonely section of track on a moonless night. It would appear near Mineral City, near the tunnel, and once in a while around Ingham Station. The spirit was described as a man with brown skin, 8 foot tall, appearing to walk on stilts and wearing a miner's cap with a lamp on its head and the flame flowing over his shoulders. It was also known to crawl through the tunnel spider-like and chase the unwary to Ingham Station. The ghost's existence was explained as this. 23-year-old Pleasant Dexter was a coal miner and a section man for the railroad. He worked in Mineral City and lived with his parents in Ingham Station, about 2 miles away. Each day, Pleasant took the tracks to work. At night, he headed home along the same isolated route. Sometimes it was far after dark, as he was young, and the young are naturally driven to be wild, restless, and to take risks by nature. But on May 4th, 1927, Pleasant's daily commute would end. He left friends in Mineral City late at night and headed for home at Ingham Station. His path should have taken him a short time. It was just a couple miles away through King Tunnel, past King Station, and then to his mama and dad's house. It was a straight route, but slower than usual. He had complained right before he left town that his feet were aching, so he removed his shoes and padded along the splintery wooden railroad ties into the darkness in his bare feet. But sometime during the night, he stopped to rest, lay down on the tracks and fell asleep. During that time, 3 trains passed through. A man heading along the tracks discovered his broken and battered body on the west end of the King Tunnel the next day. Shortly after, the ghost began to show. A tall, dark man spider creeping and crawling around the tunnel and following folks towards Ingham Station as if he was still trying to go home.